Hello and welcome everybody to another magnificent Thursday. You know, for at least 5 months now. We done kind of switched up our format and we've been doing Thursdays. Thursday's been working for us. Typically we are on, every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. But we switch it up. No football's going on. Basketball is coming to an end. Hockey is ending. Boxing is around the corner. Well, it's happening, but we gonna still do what we do. In
Yeah, it's kind of happening.
right. So with that being said, man, I typically turn it over to the host of the show. Sadly, the host of the show has absolutely no clue what we're gonna talk about in a sense. And so, as acting as producer of the show now, um, I guess tonight I will start everything off, and then from there I turn it back over to him. Man, listen, last Thursday, um, I had to cancel the show at the last minute um, because one of the scariest thing a parent can experience happened to me Thursday. If you are a parent and you got kids, especially if you have kids that are in that preteen, teenage, young adults, you know, we're not out of the woods in raising those kids. In my case, um, my freshman, I have a freshman daughter who's in high school. So, and she's a girl. So if you know anything about, first of all, young ladies, going through whatever they going through. Then it is in high school. It just sometimes it makes that bad combination shit happens. And for me, my scary moment was when I did not know where my daughter was and she was missing. And you heard it, I'll keep it 100 on this show. Like I said, when I die, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing but tell the truth. But again, I'm gonna say it, one of the scariest thing a parent can experience happened to me this past Thursday. My child was missing. Now, to set this up initially, now the school is kind of coming to an end. My daughter is not in athletics. So it's in the school, pick up. That's the same routine. In the school, pick up, same routine. Well, my mother picks my daughter up for me, and she texts me about 5:10, 5:15. She says, "Hey, dude, your daughter have anything going on after school?" I text her back and said, "No, she should be coming straight home." So she says, "Okay," in the text. About 6, I get a call from my mother. "Have you heard from your daughter?" "No, I ain't heard from her." So I'm trying to remain calm. One thing about crisis and when you going through stuff, you see it all the time. Remain calm. Don't think the worst. Blah blah blah. So I'm trying to remain calm. Okay. Hope this little girl ain't call herself skipping. Got lost in time because you know your children. So I'm like, I hope on the worst end that's what that is. And I'm gonna just get on the ass and you know how it go. You know how it is. Well, 7 o'clock roll around. So now we like, all right, you know, Hope ain't nothing's serious. Just think about it. Your child that you normally pick up, that normally has a routine, now you don't hear from. And when I add we're calling, we're texting, there are no replies. It's going straight to voicemail.
That's when you go from that. You go from she better not be trying to skip school or nothing to damn. I hope she's skipping school,
Right.
and you know,
Right.
it's a pivot.
Yes, it's definitely a pivot. So I'm like, all right now. And I know my daughter, so I'm like, okay, I know what she would do, I know what she wouldn't do. And what I mean by that is because somebody gonna say, well, you never know what your child would do. Don't say that. You're absolutely right. What I'm speaking of is when it's almost like two people in a relationship, married, whatever, they know their significant other. Not that they won't do something or whatever the case may be, but after a while, you know,
You know
you
what's
know,
normal and what ain't.
right, what scares them, what don't, who they would talk to, who they wouldn't talk to. So now I'm at that stage, like, okay, I know my daughter, I know what the hell she's scared of, I know what she's not, because that's literally what's going through my head now. So about 7:30, so my mother says, you need to call the police. I'm like, damn. Oh, you all know what I'm going through physically, personally, my situation. Now, where in the fuck is my daughter? Are you serious? My mother says, I'm going to call your daughter's mother. My mother reached back out. She said she ain't heard from her. Then all of a sudden, I get a call from my kid's mother. Y'all know how that shit go. So she says, well, uh, your mother asked me if I heard from, you know, our daughter. Now, I ain't got really shit for my kids' mothers, like really. So I say, have you heard from her? She says no. I said, well, you are useless. Then I don't. There's nothing that you can do. Okay, thank you. You better find my child and woo 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 woo. And y'all know I went there and I used my favorite word and hung up the damn phone because
What's my favorite word?
Bitch.
bitch.
You gotta say it like Sean.
Yes, and I literally said that shit and hung up the phone because I ain't got time for the damn games. 8 o'clock roll around. I'm like, damn. The police, they're doing what they do. Well, have you contact the school? They asking questions. I'm like, fuck, I'm calling the school at 8 and 9 o'clock at nighttime. Who the fuck is at the school? No. No way ain't called the fucking school. No. He said, well, there's always somebody. Didn't know this. It's always somebody. Okay. So he says, well, let me make a call to the district. I'm going to call, the people that they can call. Now they finna start putting some shit together. Uh, did she ever arrive to school? Um, if she did, what door? Now we're trying to get these pieces to this puzzle. I'm at home, and for you guys that don't know, I just finally got in my home. I'm trying to get smooth everything out. So because I technically have not got in a position to where I can just sit back and kick up my feet. I am not there yet. So I'm still taking care of shit. Damn. So after that, I'm reaching out to my coaches. You know, I tell my children, you don't know who I know, and you don't know who watching you that know me. So, it's best to just kind of, be easy, because somebody go call me. So instantly I'm contacting my coaches. Hey, coach, I need you to call me 911. They already know what it is. Hey, coach, we get on the phone. And then one of my coaches say, hold on, now we need to start getting in contact with some folks because this is serious. This is major. So again, I have reported my daughter missing. She's in the database. We ain't got the pictures and all that shit yet, but it's in the database. So my coach calls the principal. Now, the principal at Justin F. Kimball High School was one of my coaches back when I was in school. That should tell you how long and how you can literally start as a teacher, coach, and you see people do all the time. Now he is the principal of Justin F. Kimball. He's on the phone and we're talking, hey, coach, did you see her today? Because normally they try to see my daughter, especially her wrestling coach at the school. And he's like, no, I haven't seen her. And I'm like, oh, shit. Because, again, I'm hitting up everybody I know that's at Kimball. Hey, you seen my daughter. Here's the deal. And then you don't want to bring everybody into your shit. So I'm thinking about that, too. That's why, if you notice, I wasn't posting that night. This was Wednesday night. And so I'm like, damn. The principal says, you know what? I got a strange call today. I'm like, what do you mean by strange? He says, I seen your name. Somebody called and I spoke to them and they were asking, what do y'all do if a child feel like her life is in danger or their life is in danger? I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, she's asking me all these questions and she's trying to act like she's her grandmother. Again, I know people at Justin F. Kimball. They know me. Hell, they know my goddamn parents. So, red flags is already going off. Wait, she wouldn't call up there to the school. She know how to come directly to the damn school. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, are you serious? He says, I'm serious. I had to eventually tell him because I didn't give him any information. I had to tell him, if that's the case, you need to report to the correct people, which is the authorities. They were talking about, fast forward, now my daughter. So let's think about that. So now I'm sitting in my house and I'm like, oh shit. You know what? I bet you my kid's mother is behind this shit. Somebody gonna say, well, how you know your kid's mother was behind it? Or why you say her? Again, the same way you know your children, you know the women that you done fuck with. You might not know everything about them, but you know enough to be like, okay, that's shit that she will pull. And in my case, their mother had a history of contacting the CPS. It seems like when my kid's mother should be focused on having a relationship with her daughter, apparently they talking about what's going on in this home. And my daughter, naive as fuck, ain't no telling what she's telling them. Literally, I shit you not, anytime that they are in a relationship with each other, I know the CPS around the corner. This is history. This shit is documented. So I'm like, this sounds like some shit she might be pulling. Now, this is a little bit more serious because we don't know where a child is. But when the principal, now I'll put it like this, it got to the point, I think it was 5 of us on a fucking 3-way call, and that's including the police. It's me, coaches, coaches that coach at the school, the principal, and the police. And we talking and they giving shit. And I'm telling the police, say, man, we might need to look into my kid's mother because the principal has just gave a story that sound like some shit that my kid's mother will pull. What's the number? The police called. Ask her the same shit. Have you heard from your daughter? No. So now I'm worried. I'm like, oh shit. Oh man. They confirmed she made it to school. They confirmed she was in classes up to a certain point. So I'm like, what in the hell's going on? And again, just put yourself, if you're a parent, I ain't even got to say put yourself in my shoes. All type of shit is running through your head. You don't know where she at. Is she okay? She ain't picking up. We leaving messages there. My son is driving around Kimball. Daddy, do you want me to jump the fence over there to go to Sprague and see? No, son, I don't need you to do all that. We got the police, they handling everything. Let's just let this shit play out. Let everybody that do what they do, let them do that. I can't force the school to go get some video and look at it. So we gotta let this shit play out. Well, fast forward to the next day in the morning. I get a call from the police. And I talked to her. So I'm like, phew, okay. Where's she at? She's with her mother. And I'm telling these folks, say, man, my kid's mother cannot be with my child by herself. This is court ordered. Matter of fact, if my kid's mother has something to do with this shit, this is what they call kidnapping. I haven't given my kid's mother any authority because, again, in my mind, my number one thing is my kid's mother based on what the principal was saying on our call. I can say my daughter is back home.
That's good. That's some scary shit.
My daughter's back home. My kid's mother had something to do with my daughter being missing, not only from me, but being missing from school, because she didn't go to school Thursday. Hence the reason why I end up not doing the show, because she still went home Thursday. So, okay, you'd heard from her, but I still don't know where my child is. She haven't reached out to me. So I still don't know what's what. Like I said, eventually everything started to unravel. Because again, I know my daughter, I know the people that know where my daughter goes to school. I know the adults that's in my circle that know my daughter. And I kept saying, her radius is too small. She don't know a ton of folks. You get what I'm saying? So who all could? I know the people that know she goes to school ain't finna go up there and get her. My mama, folks that know where my daughter go to school, because everybody don't know where the hell my daughter attends school. Everything started to unravel. It was confirmed that my daughter was with her mother. She calls my mother because my mother is a little bit more diplomatic than I am. And so
Did you have her ass arrested? Because I damn sure would have, just to keep from going to jail my damn self.
It is a process. It is. Because it's still family.
Right.
And we got paper, so it's a little bit different. So she calls my mother. I'm at home. Now, me and my mother's talking when she calls. My mother says, hold on. I'm going to put you on three-way. Don't say shit. So I mute the phone. And my mother is like, I asked you last night, have you heard from my granddaughter? You said no, so you lied to me. Now I'm the one that, make sure, that when you had your situation and your life threatening events, I made sure that your daughter came to see you. And so for you to lie to me, that changes stuff. So my mother's like, well, okay, she's with you. You do know she still got school. You do know that you could potentially cause her to have to redo the ninth grade again, to repeat her grade. No, she ain't gonna have to do that. Now, mind you, this broad don't have any legal right to shit. Okay. So I don't know what she thinking in her head as far as why would you think my daughter might not get, they tell she had to repeat because of this shit. You don't know because you don't know nothing. So they get off the phone. I'm like, all right, now April, I can start. Okay, she wasn't missing. She was actually kidnapped because here's the rest of it. So the teachers reported her going to class, and once everything came out, they said, well, it seemed like she was fine the beginning of the day in the morning. And all of a sudden, second and third period, she done changed. Now she's acting like something is wrong with her. And that's it. I'm like, damn, okay. Her little friend at school, was wondering why she was tripping. Because here's what didn't happen. Because I'm not in my daughter's phone like that. I ain't in a call log. What number is this? And I'm not on that shit. I don't keep my kid from talking to and having a relationship with her mother. So again, I don't know what the fuck they talk about. But apparently in this instance, these two nimwits, 2/3 of the Three Stooges, apparently concocted this thing where basically I'm gonna pull you out of school. I'm like, because now I got where I can speak to my daughter. So I'm getting everything. So I say, well, I mean, so you were just gonna just not go to school no more? Like what was the plan? Because eventually you was gonna get found. Now, in all this shit, what they did is they done took my daughter to the CPS office. My daughter is telling these folks, I feel like my life is in danger and all this other shit. And I'm like, wait, what? What in the hell are you talking about? Okay. So I guess apparently the plan was, let's get her, and don't know what the hell they done coerced her to do over the Wednesday night, going to Thursday, because apparently her mama got a plan. Let's take her to the CPS, tell them this, and that. They'll come in and get you. Well, it really don't work like that. Just because they had to remove your children from you like that, don't mean that that's gonna be the case. Anybody look at my kids and know me when it comes to my kids, it's love. My kids give what the fuck ever. I mean, y'all, especially on the show, y'all know how I am about my children. So y'all can imagine just how frustrated, because all along, once the principal told me about the strange call, and I don't believe in coincidence. Ain't no coincidence. You get this call, and all of a sudden my daughter is gone. There has to be a connection somewhere. Now, folks like, damn, how the fuck you figure that the same way I survived? I realized something was not right and got to hauling ass. Some people have that innate ability to sense these things. I just apparently have to be one of them. So now I'm hitting up my attorneys. Hey, what can I do? Because basically she kidnapped my daughter. Okay, what's your end goal? That's always my attorney. So what's the end goal? So April, when you say jail, jail will be at the end part of the process, because it wasn't just her that was a part of this. It was the godmother of my kid's mother. So apparently my daughter spent that Wednesday night with her mother's godmother. Because again, this 2/3 of the Three Stooges then concocted this silly ass thing, and I guess they thought that this was going to yield some type of result. Apparently, for my daughter, she would have to come back home because, mind you, the CPS got to talk to me. They got to lay out everything. And the woman said she had to tell my kid's mother, ma'am, I'm not going to tell her that she can't go back to her father. There's nothing physically wrong with her. Really, there's nothing wrong with her. All y'all got is what you said she said. Y'all can understand. Y'all can just feel my frustration, man. How fucking hot I am at this shit. And so, like I said, the end of the story is my daughter was able to come home. She came home, but that was scary for me because you never expect no shit like this, from your child, especially when when you're working and you're busting your butt and you're trying to show them that you love them and everything else, then they would feel the need to pull a stunt like this. And so I got a couple of questions I want to ask the audience as well as my co-host, because I told them that the question of the night, and it is more questions because this is something for us to talk about, because I do know that there were young women on my time in my friends list who were going through shit with their children, and I didn't understand it, even though I sympathize, because I ain't got badass kids, my son tried me once and he learned that lesson real quick, because I could show him what an absentee father looked like in real life. And so, I haven't had too many nights where I'm tossing and turning over my children. So the question of the night, and I'm going to ask the panel as well as those who are watching, first and foremost, what do you do? Well, I'm going to start with the initial question. I guess we can go from there. How do you effectively communicate with your child? And I'm going to open it up. You're more than free to speak on what I experienced. I want you guys to talk about this shit, because this could have been any one of us. We always hear about sorry ass niggas, the sorry ass baby daddies. We rarely talk about the sorry mamas, because we don't want to hurt all women feelings, because we talk about sorry mamas. So again, how do you effectively communicate with your child? I'm gonna turn it over to the lady of the crew. Ladies first. What's up, April? Talk to me.
How I communicate with my children, I kind of mimic my dad a little bit. My dad didn't sugarcoat shit. Like, he'll give you the watered down version, but he give it to you still straight. Like he didn't, and that's how it is with my kids. And I keep it real with them because I'd rather me teach them than to let society. And I keep an open door, with them. You can come talk to me about anything, because that's how it was with my mom. My mom had an open door policy. Once she wasn't one of those parents that try to prevent, the evils of the world. Neither one of my parents were. They told me so that I'd be prepared for it. And I think that's where a lot of parents mess up. They're scared to talk about, sex and I'm like, it's natural. It's a part of human life. It's your child is going to experience it whether you want them to or not. And I'm just using that as an example, but that's how I pretty much, and I let my kids express themselves. And now I get on their ass though when they in the wrong or whatever, but I don't shelter them from society, the evils of the world. And they pretty much come to me whenever, and they express themselves how they want.
Gotcha. Easy Ray, talk to me.
Well, my kids grew up with their mothers, which I wish wasn't so because they'd have better attitudes now. But my granddaughter, she is one of those teens where her mother says, she don't want to get up and go to school. She don't want to speak to them. She don't want to this. Don't want to that. Hey, send her down here to us. I don't care. I'll straighten her right out. Push her down the flight of stairs. Not a problem. But yeah, I mean, some of these kids nowadays, if you didn't get on them when they were, little, they feel some kind of entitlement. I don't understand it. A hand has never been raised to them. Maybe that's the issue. But I don't know. If you can't act right here at home, I'm gonna have to find somewhere else for you to be, because I can't have you being disrespectful, not doing your part. You got one job, really, to go to school. Well, a couple jobs. Go to school, be respectful, and do your part around the house. Whatever need to be done that you need to do, that's what you do. Because we provide everything you need.
Right.
So as kids, you should, hey, stay in the kid's place.
Straight
Gotcha.
up.
B, talk to me.
Um, for me, man, when I first started parenting, it was a one way thing. I'm gonna parent my kids how I was parented, and that's how it's gonna be, because I turned out alright. And for those who don't know, my kids are, and this was not on purpose, but my kids are spread 7 years apart. So my oldest is 19, getting ready to be 20. My middle child is getting ready to turn 13. My baby boy is getting ready to turn 6. They all 7 years apart. And what it caused me to do was parent them differently, not so much in the sense of one getting away with something that the other one didn't. I had to recognize what made each one of them tick, because they were so far apart that I couldn't necessarily parent them the same. And so when it came to communicating with them and just really understanding, I had to really get an understanding for what drove my kids. Like my oldest, I mean, like I said, she's in the military now, getting ready to be 20 years old, and I could whisper whooping, and she had PTSD. My middle child, my daughter, my youngest daughter, she would not give you the satisfaction of even shedding a tear. You could beat the brakes off of her. She will not cry, will not show emotion, will not budge, won't even give you the benefit of moving. I done seen some grade A ass whooping over my day, and dished out my fair share of it, and couldn't break her with a whooping. But if you take her personal time away, you think that her whole world was about to end. And I had to
Mm,
learn that. And then with my baby boy, he focuses on um he's a pleaser. So if he feels like he's disappointed the people that he cares about, that hit him harder than anything. So it's really just trying to figure out what makes each one of them tick, and then parenting them accordingly.
gotcha. And and the reason why I start out with that because I thought about something my mother told me that Thursday, And she says, you talk to your children like they crazy. And anybody that know me, y'all know, it's anybody can get it anywhere, anytime, however. And I said, and I think it was something to the extent, how you were with us was way worse than I am with my children. And now, in no way, shape, form, or fashion, I said that to like be disrespectful or, nothing like that. My thing was, because I've been, trust me, I've been hearing it for years. You hard on them, you hard on them. And for me, I don't believe so when I am just as equally loud in celebrating my children. What I'm saying is that I'm not a fucking hypocrite. I don't want to exhibit one thing, but then I act totally different when it comes to the other. Y'all follow what I'm saying? It's the same. If I'm getting on my children, but it's rightfully so. And as hard as folks think I am, my children, it takes a build up for me to say something to my children. My kids couldn't tell you the last time they ever physically got ass whooping. Listen, my youngest daughter ain't never got a whooping from me, and she 13. Ever. Now, this one here that we're discussing, or who was the catalyst for this conversation, she was a little bit different. I had to stay on her, but I got to. She had to get the whooping. She was the one that when Granny said go to sleep, she'll get her ass up and she's gonna play with nail polish. She's gonna go sneak and get candy and shit. Y'all follow what I'm saying? She a little bit different. And so I do agree with Brock in the sense that it's finding out what tick. And I know my kids well. However, when it comes to how I'm speaking to them in terms of discipline and praise, if I'm not changing my praise, why would I change me getting on their butt? And let me say again, I don't whoop my children. I'm like, bro, I can control my kids shit. You get what I'm saying? You on one? Let me just cut that phone off. Not off, I'm gonna call the phone folks. Let me cut everything off that you think you go use in your phone from my phone. Now you just holding the phone that's on. That's how I got it. I know how to get to you.
Yeah, I done that. Or you set the
Yeah,
time. You set the time restrictions.
yeah, get on it.
They can
And
only
see, I
use the
use the
phone.
app.
It's like the ankle monitor. They can only use the phone during
Yeah.
school hours when they're away from the crib.
Now there are apps because I had it on my daughter's phone when she was in junior high school and all that. You ain't a freshman yet. I loosen up when you become a little teenager. I'm gonna give you some space because see, I could read what's in my daughter's phone. That's how tick I was. Yeah, I could see what the hell she searching. Let a picture come through that don't look right. I'm gonna get alerted for it. You get what it was like? I'm on it. I need to. I can see your texts. I can see your call log. I can see what you've been searching.
I've been
Uh,
using that app ever since you told me that shit 3 years ago. Don't
yes,
nothing get by me.
yes, yes. Well, what I did is I didn't put it on my daughter's phone this time. And then what made it worse about this situation is typically I go on my daughter's phone. Let me go in and set it up because she don't know how to set it up. And this was a brand new phone. I bought a brand new phone. So I hadn't went in there and set it up, do the find me, all that other shit. Because my kids get to share everything I got in my phone. You know how it is with your family sharing. You get I'm like, you ain't got to worry about paying for music. You ain't got to worry about all that. Just you can share my stuff. You know, I make sure that that's available for all my kids on their iPhones. And the fact that we talking about, I bought my daughter another iPhone. I had to explain to my daughter, let me open my mouth and ask for an iPhone. My mama look like me. I'm crazy. Let us open our mouth for some J's. Back in that day, it's not gonna work. It's a no. It's a I don't think so. And so, you know, I just want to hear and because how you deal with it, I'm trying to explain to my daughter, like, say, man, you know, what you did come with consequences. Like,
Well, in your situation, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish what you were saying.
no, I was saying because now that I done had the conversation with my daughter, because I had to wait a couple of days. I had to wait. Now that I'm having this conversation, and I'm what what were you thinking? Um, First of all, don't ever in your life lie on me again. That's number one. I don't know where the miscommunication came in that my daughter thought I didn't curl. I say, wait, what is it? Well, you said you didn't curl. And I'm looking at my daughter like, nigga, when I go, I'm trying to give you all this shit. You know, like, man, listen, I swear on everything. I was gonna leave everything I got to my motherfucking daughter. Not my oldest son. Not the you get the opportunity to divvy out everything. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, you don't even realize how the truth is that you literally get way more. You get treated. You, I know y'all understand what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
damn,
absolutely.
like, come on, man. And then she brought her mother up. I'm like, I mean, so will your mama go buy you some clothes for you to wear? Because I mean, you left the house with nothing. Oh, I got some clothes. Did she buy you some clothes? Is what I want to know. Cause see, I don't have to explain to her. I say, you cool with hand-me-downs? They gave you some shit somebody else. I say, you know, I buy you brand new. And I'm not knocking hand-me-downs. Let me say that. And I explained to my daughter. I done got a couple of my cousins' polos. He ain't wearing no more. And I'm gonna take them
Hmm.
that I was wearing them.
Rocking them.
Uh, Listen, they were nice. I say, but my mama bought us shit. We got brand new clothes. I say, so you were cool with that? Okay. I say, did your mama give you another phone? No, wait, because I found out you blocked me. I say, but why wouldn't she send you back with a phone if she wanted to communicate? Because you know, now that I know what it is, now I gotta do like I did 3 or 4 years ago, April. Let me go in there and let me remove her ass out of there. Let me make because I see I can't allow y'all to have a relationship because y'all dragging me into y'all relationship.
Right.
I say, hey, so she would rather have you walk out of school. Let me say that again. She left school. Then my daughter really opened her mouth and said she picked me up.
Mm.
Okay, thank you. So April, when we putting all these pieces together, because my trainer got to be able to lay out everything. Here we go, here we go, here we go. She couldn't even was supposed to be with him. Now we can get in there kidnapping and what we gonna do to you. Because like I told my attorney, hell, we can't take time away from her that she don't use. That's pointless. I mean, yeah, I want charges. Yeah, this is serious now, and that's what I explained to my daughter. This is serious now because your mother, and you're not thinking about it, actually kidnapped you.
Mm.
It hurts me because my daughter don't understand the bigger picture, the shit over her head. She sees what's right in front of her. Oh, And I get it. And I said, listen, man, I get it. You, because you haven't had a relationship with your mother, I get it. You want a relationship with your mother. I say, sweetie, you really don't be understanding, but I really do. I say, listen, y'all met my daddy. Well, I think
Mhm.
except April. Now I gotta say, Malaya, that's not my real daddy. That's my daddy,
Right,
but that's not my real. That's not who created me.
right.
That's that's not it. I say so. I understand. My daddy who had a choice to be around, like she got a choice, chose otherwise. Now I ain't feel bad about it. I didn't, you know. And I'm trying to communicate like, sweetie, what you think is caring from your mother is, I say, your mother didn't think about the consequence you would face. And I'm trying to explain it to a 16-year-old who is challenged ADHD. And like, how do I do I register this shit with her?
That's gonna be tough, bro. I mean, because especially when you're dealing with a co-parenting situation, um, it's gonna be tough. There were a lot of instances like my oldest daughter is from my first marriage. Um, Now my wife, was in her has been in her life since she was 2 3 years old, and if you didn't know that was her stepdaughter, you would never know.
Right,
With the relationship they have, the way that they um, treat one another. But throughout the years, as far as when she was coming up, especially in that window of I say about 14 to about 17,
uh,
it was rough, bro, and it was almost like a constant battle and reprogramming. We would have her in a certain place and, feel like we're making some headway and okay, she's starting to listen. She understands where we're coming from. And then she would go visit her mom and I'm not saying that her mom is anything like what your
right,
daughter's mom pulled, but, she's getting I'll just say she's getting a different message,
right,
and then she would come back, and it's like, fuck, we got to reprogram her. It's just now it's just this all over again. And what I had to come to grips with was that no matter how understanding I am, how good of a father I was being at that time, um, the fact that we were the constant parental figure, which meant that we had to be the bad guy sometimes, we were always kind of, well, in that period of time we fit that mold of being the bad guys. So anytime her mom would come and say something like, "Oh, you should be able to do this and you should be able to do that," that shit sounded lovely to her because now she had a parent who was kind of feeding into what she felt like she should be able to do,
right,
as opposed to what we were telling her on a day to day. So when you have that opposition coming from a parental another parental figure, no matter what we as adults know what it is, the child is gonna have a hard time with that, and it's gonna be a battle, man. And even especially with girls, a girl wants, no matter how much they may fight it or try to deny it, if they have that estranged relationship with their mother, they want to try to fix that, at least in their earlier years. I'm pretty sure you get to an age where it's like, man, fuck that, if it never gets repaired. But a teenage girl, she wants that acceptance from her maternal mother,
right,
regardless of what positive influences she may have in her life. as one, as a woman figure. So it's I would love to sit here and tell you that, oh, bro, it was just a one off and it's gonna get easier. Um, but it's just kind of the stage in life that you're in with her right now, given the situation.
Yeah, like I said, as parents, there's no rule book, and parenting becomes subjective. You want to talk about something, because what's bad parenting to me is probably somebody else okay to them, and and that's why I have the attitude I have, because I'm like, well, where y'all at when I'm praising my daughter? Oh, you didn't see the text. Hey, I'm proud of you. I love you.
But
You
see, again, I, people ain't gonna see that, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a societal thing or if it's you know when you got somebody looking for just looking for something negative. But kids in particular, they're gonna remember the bad stuff way more than they remember the good shit.
yeah,
And I think that I don't know if that's just the nature of a child and it just comes later on with maturity. But I mean, you can tell your kid how awesome they are and how great they've done a million times and getting they shit once. And they'll forget that million and will forever remember that one ass whooping.
yeah. I agree to that. It's I don't I tell people I have a Ricky Smiley attitude when it comes to parenting and um really who's around me, who I choose to fuck with, who um I do.
Describe that. What do you mean?
So what I mean by that is man, if you follow Ricky Smiley, especially when he talks
I
about
do. I know what you're talking about. I follow Ricky.
right, how he deals with people and his children included in general, meaning I give you for you got some parents who rescue, 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 rescue. They always the rescue, rescue, rescue. So in life, they feel like somebody go get me. I better get got. Well, Ricky Smiley, like, well, if I try to help your ass and you decide to go left, I ain't gonna fool with you no more. And that's even if your family, that's if your friends, and
And
that's
he don't teach his kids entitlement. Like when he had his reality show, like he didn't pay his son's bills. He was like, "You're a grown ass man. You take
right,
care of your own self.
right.
This is
So
my money.
That's what
I worked
I was
for
gonna
this."
ask. Is there an age with that, or
well, no, when it comes to the whole with the parenting part, of course, as your kids get older,
you start to let them go?
you really start not to give a fuck. That's not, but that ain't everybody. That's not everybody. That's why I said we're still when you're still in that preteen to adult. And what I mean adult is you still my child at 25, 23,
Yeah,
25. You ain't grown yet. I'm still parenting your ass. You might be at the house.
but you still don't know shit.
Yeah, you don't know shit. I'm still parenting you. I'm still saving you. You still asking because you have not found your footing yet. You have not established your foundation. And Ricky will let your ass go. And I had to realize, like I knew a day would come where something would happen with my daughter. I didn't expect it. Like, bam, what I'm gonna do is fuck around and not be up under your roof anymore. You follow what I'm saying? I'm
Well,
thinking,
I did something similar, and um, my daughter went through this where when she wouldn't get what she wanted, um, me and my wife, well, you know what? Maybe I should just go live with my mama and da 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 da. And she would like do that, and so I called her bluff one time. She said it. I said, okay, maybe you should. She went to school, promptly packed all of her stuff, had it waiting for her, all nice and neat. When she got out of school, all her stuff was packed, and it got real for her. And at that point, she really kind of stepped back and said, hold on, and had a conversation with us. And for me, it wasn't really, some people say I was playing games with her. I really wasn't. Like I was genuinely, you know, I needed her to understand that at the end of the day, I want what's best for you. And if I can't absolutely put you in a position to where I feel like I can give you what's best for you, then the next thing is to put you where you feel like you might be happy. So I'm trying to give you what I feel is best for you. But if you think that, being with the other parent is better, you're at an age where you can decide. So,
Right.
but do
Right.
understand that it ain't no revolving door. Once you exit stage left,
It stays left. You got to keep moving.
And I teach my kids this rules, and it's gonna be rules the rest of your life, whether in my house or in life. And I said, and if you know, I said, and when you grown, they call laws. And I said, and if you break those laws, they got a place for you. And so when
Right.
my son call himself smelling himself, especially now because he's the tallest one in the house, he's 6'4", he taller than me and his daddy. So, and he's 16, so his voice very white, deep and shit. So I said, shit, you don't want to follow rules and you can go. Trust me. I said, because I guarantee you'll suffer more than I will.
Yeah.
And I
Get a hold
told him, and I also one time he cut up he had got suspended from school. So I treated him like his ass was on is scared straight. You can't sleep, you don't have the privilege to sleep in this bed on this memory foam mattress that hell I don't even have. And you gotta sleep on this air mattress unblown. I don't and it had a hole in it, had a leaky hole. He
You
had bologna sandwich. I said, yeah. I said, you get water. I said, and you can't come out this room. I said, so if this is how you want to act up in here, and I said, I guarantee you act up out there, this is how it's gonna be. And I said,
yes.
and actually, you getting the privilege to drink fountain sink water, because in jail the water comes from the toilet. The toilet and the sink is shared. And
Yes.
I showed him a picture. Child, she scared his ass straight.
hmm
He didn't like that shit. I made him do that shit for 3 days. Yeah, you
Oh,
until you see the judge.
yeah.
you
but
gotta go
again,
see the judge on Monday. So
but
you gonna
again, you
sleep
gotta know
here.
you knew what made him tick.
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
gotta know. You gotta know what makes your kids tick. Because I'll tell y'all a funny story. I told y'all how strong-willed my middle child is, right?
Uh,
The
Yeah, her
one
and
where
Nico the same way. They got the
right,
same personality.
written very strong. She's quiet, but like that's the one that whoopings don't bother her.
Yeah, and they don't give a damn. You call they'll call your bluff.
Right. So during COVID, which a lot of kids probably went through this, she decided she wasn't gonna do no schoolwork. She signed in on the computer, turned her camera off, and took a nap. And that's what she did on the daily until we figured that out. So we trying to get her right. Tell her, hey, you need to leave your door open during the school day, blah, 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 blah. Don't be closed anyway. I said, okay, I got something for your ass. I came up there with a power drill right in the middle of lunch. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Took the door off the hinges. And hey, I didn't even have the decency to move the door somewhere nice. I set the door against the wall right next to where her frame was. So she know
oh,
you gotta know. It
oh,
just ain't
wow.
on.
What you
It
say?
just
This
ain't
one
on.
is not it.
Them
It,
kids thought they was slick
Hold
during
on.
COVID with their
Hold on. Here's the
camera.
here's the kicker though. Again, learning what makes your kids tick. You would think that would bother a preteen girl. She gave zero fucks. She said, "All right, cool." We took the door off the hinges. This little heifer would go take a shower, sit on her bed butt naked and put lotion on. I'm like, oh my god! Like I
Now
put
you
the door
gotta
back
put the
on.
damn dough back on.
I put the door. I hurried up and put the door back on.
say, man.
See, and that's how Nico is. Like Nico, I'm not a parent that typically forces my kids to eat food that they don't like because I hated that shit. So, but he's just a meat eater, and I'm like, but his daddy was forcing him to eat some broccoli. He said, well, if you don't eat the broccoli, and he was 4 at the time, and he said, if you don't eat the broccoli, you can't get a cookie. And then so Nico was like, oh, okay, well, so I ain't gotta have a cookie. And so that pissed his daddy out because he like, well, damn, shit, he ain't even willing to eat a bite for a cookie. So
Right.
then he made him go put his pajamas. He said, well, you can either eat the broccoli or go to bed. Child, that boy went in there and put them damn pajamas on and got in that damn bed. He was
I mean,
not eating that broccoli. And I said, well, shit, what you got next? I said, because hell, he in the bed.
yeah,
So,
we try to
oh, and we got a
use.
comment from somebody.
That's from one of our long time. I think it's. I popped it up and moved it down. That's from one of our long time supporters. Um, CF Logan. Is that who you talking about right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, with my children, effective communication starts with asking questions and listening to them to understand what to say rather than just respond. Paying attention to who they really are. Not all kids are the same, yes. Respecting the children's feelings as well. Trust is key, meaning open door policy.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen. Shout out, CF Logan, and I'll call her. There we go. I'm gonna call you Carla eventually. What's good, man? You
Yeah,
know what?
that's Earl wife.
That shit sounds good, and I agree. But that would honestly be a blanket brush that really doesn't go for every child. And why do I say that? Because you have children who might not who damn, how do you put it?
Some kids you gotta spank, some kids you gotta talk to, and the
Right.
middle child typically learns from example. I was a middle child that learned from watching my older brother get his ass whooped, so I got less whoopings than him. My
You you
baby
would
brother didn't get no ass whoopings, and
you would think that that would be the case, being that my daughter is a middle child. I'm like, say, man, look at this. Look what I had to do. Look what they went through. I had to explain to my daughter, baby, you just don't understand how good you got it. Everything that you go through life is what you cause. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's what you cause. You because you ain't really start dealing with real life situations. Everything you got going. Well, if I'm not good in grades, parents go say something. That's gonna happen. If I don't do what my parent asked me to do, well, they go say something. Those are shit you cause. If I just did what he said, then I didn't have to hear my daddy mouth. If I just washed out the tub, I ain't got to hear my mama fussing at me. And that's what I try to explain to my daughter. Like,
yeah,
for every choice, there is there's an effect to it. For every choice, you make a bad decision, it's gonna come with a consequence.
yeah,
And if you're actually right. One thing I have to explain to my daughter, and I've never had to say this to none of my children because I've never had to experience this with none of my children. But now I have to tell my daughter, now I don't trust you.
Mm.
Shit is different now. It's different. You don't understand that these teachers are now finna look at you differently now. When you because they embrace you, they love you because they know me, they looking out for you. Now they gotta say, wait, oh, now we gotta watch you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but there is a consequence to the shit y'all pull. Your mother is gonna face a real consequence. I say, see, that's why I said y'all were thinking bigger picture. Nobody thought there's a consequence to what we doing. Nobody. I said, but you didn't think because I get it. So, and this the shit that killed me. We're gonna keep it moving, man. I say, well, did your mama give you some money? Cause see, I'm paying for every motherfucking thing. Did your mama give you money? She say she sent you money. I say, listen, your mama don't say you send y'all shit. Now because you still old enough now, I can kind of talk to you a little bit, you know, baby, your mama ain't giving y'all nothing. I'm sorry. I don't know where they come from, but that's not the case. I said, I don't want to text your mama saying you need something because you're going to be disappointed in the reply. Because I really want to show you what it really is, but I'm trying to let this shit, let me bag off and let everything take its course. You get what I'm
You're
saying?
gonna have to, because the fact of the matter is you can show somebody something. This is not just with children. This is just with people in general. You can show them, but if they're not ready to receive it, it doesn't matter.
They got to see it for themselves. At some
So
point, they will see it.
And you know
right,
what?
and when
My
she comes
parents,
to you with it, then it'll be like, okay, now we can have a conversation about it.
Right.
and see, my mama, when my parents split up, I was 9 years, almost 10 years old. And I didn't realize that that's what the hell they put me in until I got grown because the shit was called banana splits, but it was counseling. And it actually helped because my mama was about, I was acting up in the fourth grade. Like I was doing white shit, in my other half. Like I locked my mama out the house, put a note on the door, told her she ain't getting in. I hate her. And I locked her ass out and put the note on the door. She thought I was playing, but I did. And so she ended up putting me in counseling and it did help. So it could be that she needs an outsource to speak to let that I guess she feels that she can't speak to you or whoever else in the family that she can have them to speak to.
You know what?
Banana
What
splits.
wasn't kids still
That
getting
shit
hit
was
with
called
switches
banana
when you was
split.
little?
What you say, Ray?
I said, wasn't kids still getting hit with switches when you was little?
Hell yeah, they were.
That's what
And
you get,
my granny
goddamn.
used to soak them in water and braid them together.
Man,
Say
talk
that.
about
Listen,
counseling. That would have been your counseling.
and I'm gonna tell you something. I've done
It,
it.
it wasn't working. She was beating my ass and it wasn't working.
I, I've
Oh,
done it. My daughter. You know, I've done it. Here's my thing. Even with that, because I do believe in mental health. I'm in that. I'm in making sure you get yourself straight. However, I call bullshit and manipulation sometimes because I say this, and I said it to my daughter. I said, "Were you fearing for your life when you brought me that paper for this Letterman jacket that I'm finna pay for? Were you?" I say, you know how to ask for shit when you want it. I don't see why you think you can't talk to me. Now, I've never told my children one way or the other, you can't talk to me or I got an open door policy. I just think, hell, shit, if you go talk to me, you go talk to me, or you definitely go let me know, because you go definitely let me know when something is really going on. My thing is, and I said, and I had to, I'm like, I don't want to pay for wrestling. I paid for you to be a part of a wrestling club. What I mean, I get you. So is it that you just is and you said because they choose to believe, bro? And I do think that because I said it, I said, well, I said you must just want to believe that this is what your mother is actually doing. I say, well, why haven't your mother tried to see y'all? And somebody might say, man, that's hard of a conversation to have. Oh no, it ain't. You gotta have that tough conversation, and this is my first time having this conversation. I'm like, so why she don't? She say she tried. She say you don't. She try to. She do contact you, and you and
She's not ready.
basically like I'm keeping. I
Yeah.
say, I say, sweetie. I say, your mother just called me Wednesday. I didn't even have her number. How long have I been having my number? I say, well over 15 years. It ain't changed. So, do I need to show you my call logs? Because your mama ain't reaching out. And I'm not keeping y'all from her. Now I gotta be hard to say, but what I'm not gonna do, because your mother chose to have more children, whatever the case may be, you can't tell me to bring these children to you all the time when I don't have to at all. Y'all get what I'm saying? The papers say this is where we need to be. I say, sweetie, she ain't even meeting us there for you to do anything else. I can get if she was active in y'all lives, then I can kind of loosen up. You get what I'm saying? But ain't nobody showed any consistency in nothing. So it's hard, man, because I don't have a problem communicating, even with her with that. I just think when you're smart enough to manipulate, you might make the wrong decision because, like I tell you, your choices determine the outcome. You might not make the right decisions, but you know when to try to do whatever you're doing. Y'all follow what I'm saying? That's why I say
Indeed.
sometimes, counseling is cool. What's up, man?
It's easy to believe the parent that's not there over the parent that is there. It's easier. You're the disciplinarian. When they don't like something, they can only think about the other parent. Well, it got to be better over there. And if the other parent is telling them something, there ain't really anything to say, well, no, that's not really how it's going. Even if you say it, they not going to believe that. They just not going to believe it. They only know that you on their back, even though no matter how much is in their best interest, they only care that you on their back some kind of way.
You hit it on the head right there. You said, our children don't look at how good they got it. And I tell my daughter, you really don't know. Because my daughter really don't know what it really is. You get what I'm saying? Like, you really don't.
None of these kids know how good they have it.
Like, shit, I'm that's serious. I'm like, y'all really don't know what I'm on. And I have to tell my children, have I ever, I say, it ain't shit that I ain't never been able to get y'all, ever. And I got 6 kids. And everybody gets something at the same time. It ain't, well, you going to have to wait. I'm going to drop out. I say, have y'all noticed when y'all don't get shit is because y'all are part of the agreement didn't fall through? It ain't because I ain't never got it. Because I'm going to always have it just in case y'all want y'all job. I say, but can you notice the only time my son wanted some goddamn $300 phone posits, right? Them hoes cost money. They ugly, but they cost a little bread. I said, well, this is what I want you to do. Because like you said, April, in real life, ain't nothing free. The world is going to spit you, chew you and spit you out. Ain't saying they no good because you got good, but the world is going to be exactly that. So I say, well, this is what I'm going to do. Since you think I'm hard, just don't ask me for absolutely nothing. Just don't. Because the truth is, like you said, they don't know how good they have it because they don't. The truth is, all I really got to do is keep food in your stomach, clothes on your back, and a roof over your head. I said I can do that shit in my sleep. That's the minimum of making sure you okay. It's minimal. Everything else is extra.
The only time a kid don't want nothing to do with the other parent, most of the time, is when they grow up hearing nothing but bad things about them. That's pretty much the only time they don't want to deal with them because they think they ain't no good. Like you're not sitting around, your mother's this and your mother's that, their whole lives. So
right.
Yeah, And that's another reason why they think that the other parent, well, I wouldn't have this hassle if I was over there with my mama. You know what I mean? They think,
Yeah, no, you're
crazy.
right. You're right. I try not to mention her because getting little bugs, putting her in shit. Just so for years, I say, okay, how can I speak to her without not even talking bad about her mother, but just not saying it at all? Because for me and my children, knowing them individually, and in this case, this one right here, I don't want you to fall into what your mother fell into. Y'all follow what I'm saying? It's almost like that joke. If you a daddy with daughters, your whole goal is that they ass don't make it on the pole. That's it. You do whatever you want, just as long as you don't jump on that pole. Because if you jump on that pole,
Or known as the neighborhood hoe.
right, I must not have done something right. And for
That's just a
me,
different bowl.
yeah, and for me, it's baby, I'm just trying to keep you from going down the same road your mother went down. And y'all absolutely right. I do know that, okay, you're gonna have to see this shit for yourself. So I made a deal with my daughter, man, and we're gonna get one more topic and we're gonna just shut this down. I made a deal with my daughter. I said, as long as you're in this house, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna finish school. I said, so this is what we're gonna do. When you graduate, you are more than welcome to go to your mother. You ain't got to worry about no plotting and planning for shit. When you graduate, I'm cutting your phone off because, see, I'm not paying for nothing. You ain't got to worry about blocking me because, again, I got that Ricky Smiley parenting attitude. Since that's where you want to be so bad, all I'm asking is for 3 more years. And as you see, I told you, high school is gonna go by fast. It's going by fast. I said, all you got now is 3 years. Let that be your goal. And I say, when you head that way, and when you see what it is, you ain't got to worry about calling me. You ain't gotta tell me because I already been knowing this shit. And it ain't a deal, but listen, you ain't gotta run when I'm finished raising you, but what ain't finna happen is ain't nobody finna come in who ain't done shit. You ain't got nothing to say. You are more than welcome to go and listen to any lie your mama gotta tell you. That's it. But you are more than welcome. You ain't just be patient. Cause a nigga don't want to be mean and be like, well, first of all, your folk ass mama shouldn't have got herself in the position she in. I don't wanna come off like like that with my daughter and shit, as much as I want to. I ain't gonna lie. That other side of me be like, oh, I really want to tell you what it really is. So, like I said, man, I wanted to be transparent. I wanted to, open up about that and let everybody weigh in because as much as your kids get on your nerves, the thought of them not coming home put everything in perspective. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
You see your children every day. They get on your nerves. You get on their ass. You do this. You go to games. You do all that. But then when it's like you don't know where they at, it's like it goes back into, okay, that's my baby now. Where she at?
Yeah.
Sister, the first lady of sports, Roz, I gotta give y'all this message. She say, because I told her, I said, man, and he's writing them note because I was texting. I said, man, Malay ain't came home. So, of course, Roz got questions. I said, no, my nigga, I said, she ain't came home. Like, she missing. Roz say, who we got to dress in black for? I say, listen, I hope that's the worst.
Yeah.
I hope that that's the worst because because it ain't nothing out. That's we know what it is. I can take care of that. I say this here where you don't know because now a parent has removed that. I said I can't do nothing to my kid's mother. I might not like her, but I ain't on that type of shit with my kids' mamas. You get what I'm saying? I could hit y'all totally different. But if it was on that, somebody was fucking with your child and tried to play that game. Now that's something totally different. Yeah, like I tell people, I gladly go to jail, get out, and just fight it in court. I just take
Oh
my
yeah,
time like that.
and be smiling in the mugshot.
Yes, be like, yeah, it's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
So to any parent, man, who is going through, who has, big up to y'all ass, because I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I never thought now one of my children will pull a move where they think that they will remove themselves from my home.
Yeah.
Literally. We don't think about it. We don't, because you just like, I know me and my daughter, I might get on her ass, but not to no damn point to where you like, but is it right? No, it's that longing. It's better over there. And I tell her, sweetie, it ain't better over there. Just because you be able to do shit, you doing it for the lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. All that
Somebody
shit you
that
think
don't,
you gonna do, that shit ain't gonna happen.
yeah, and not only that, my information and knowledge system and everything is different than over there. You can run around because they don't know any better. You follow what I'm saying? You
Right.
think you doing whatever at your best interest, not realizing you hurting yourself because you think, well, like you said, it's easy over there. She ain't gonna get on me. I'm like, sweetie, you gonna be in for a big ass surprise, a very big surprise. Now, so man, the final topic, and please forgive me, Brock, for taking over today. I know
Oh,
you,
you good, bro?
I know you,
Yeah, you ain't got. Hey, man, this is what we do. This is
yeah,
for
I
those,
know
for
you
those who may be wondering. I mean, we had these little titles. We had these titles, co-host and producer and host. And hey, at the end of the day, this family, and this is what we do. We get on here, we talk our shit. We talk some real shit. Sometimes we talk about some bullshit, but it's our
yeah,
shit. And if you don't like it, you can tune out. But this is what we doing.
right.
So hey, at no point do you ever gotta apologize for that, fam. This is what we do.
That's right. Oh, oh,
Oh, April phone went dead.
okay. We got a
Yeah.
we got a comment from David Burns, brother Burns. LOL, he's right. I don't know what part, but that's it. So
We'll
listen,
take it.
yeah, we'll take.
It was me they were talking about.
Hey, I'm finna share this video clip from the Shade Room. This is a clip of a gentleman who basically is ranting because think he cock block or some shit for his on his homeboy or whatever. I guess apparently he feels some type of way that a nigga that's married to his wife. Wait a minute, let me make sure I say this right. Apparently, this dude got something to say because his boy is flirting or doing what he do with other women with his wife. Now I don't know where you would be so offended as a friend, but clearly something wrong with that picture to me. But for the sake of argument, man, we're gonna watch this little video clip real quick from the Shade Room, and then we go do what we do. We go jump in on it. Let's see. Here we go. All right.
My money I spent on your wedding. I spent my money on your wedding, and I spent a lot of it too. We all in Vegas and all of that, all these casinos, and I'm spending all of my money. Nah, y'all stand together. You the one introduced me to this lady. Got me calling her sis all the time, and all. I'm not gonna be lying in this woman face. Boy, you better go get you a drink. I pay for it. Get you a drink and sit down somewhere, bro, because you ain't finna. Nah, I spent too much money on y'all wedding. My homeboy got mad at me. Now he ain't talking to me because we in the club and he tried to talk to these women, but he married. And I told him, hey, bro, you need to cut that out. He talking, man, why you hating, bro? I ain't hating. I ain't tell you to walk down that aisle. I ain't tell you introduce me to this woman and you go get that ring on your finger. Got me out on this wedding, spending all this money to come to y'all wedding to watch you come in this club and cheat and mess it all up. That's my money I spent on your wedding. I spent my money on your wedding, and I spent a lot of it too. We all in Vegas and all of that, all these casinos, and I'm spending all of my money. Nah, y'all stand together. You the one introduced me to this lady. Got me calling her sis all the time. And
All right, because it just loop back around so we can catch that first part. I'm gonna start with Easy Ray. What you think about that clip, Ray?
Well, my man didn't have to spend no money, but you can't control what somebody else do. No matter how much money you spent, you didn't have to. You know your boy was probably a dog before.
Yeah.
So he wasn't gonna stop doing what he's doing. That's your man. You know how he was. But he ain't gonna stop. I don't care how much you complaining, how many videos you putting out. It's a rap. Call that a loss.
Brock, what you think?
There was a time in my life where I'd have probably said, "Nigga, go sit your ass down, man. You done put this on live, dimed your boy out, this, that, and the other." Um, but honestly, that's a good friend to me.
Oh,
I'm being real with you. Now, hold on. Now, let me be specific. When I say he's a good friend, I mean if he said that to him. Now putting it out for the masses to see, that's fucked up. That part of it is fucked up. The going viral part is fucked up. Cause now, whether you could have corrected it or not, you have now inadvertently
Old
started
girl.
started some shit.
yeah.
But as far as the premise of what he's saying, the base of what he's saying, like, hey, nah, bro, we're not finna do that. I can dig that, man. I can dig that.
I am
I get what
indifferent.
Easy Ray saying. I get what Easy Ray saying that you can't, hey, you can't tell a man what to do, this, that, and the other. But I also am a firm believer in, like, the people, for me, the people that I truly call my friends, it ain't a bunch of yes men. So if I'm on some bullshit, I expect them to tell me I'm on some bullshit.
Right, right.
I
Whether
feel you. I feel you. I mean, you're right. He would have been cool had he been talking to him. It still
to
would have
him,
changed
now
nothing, but
the
it would
viral
have been
part is
cool.
fucked up. The viral part is fucked up because now you just aired it out.
Yeah.
But as far as what he's saying, the message behind it, I can get with that.
I am indifferent. I'm with both of you guys. Cause on one hand, I am saying, and I'm not even taking account the viral part. I do agree because I'm thinking, what if it's one of y'all and we have fuck, let me know.
No, do it, man, for real. Because
Uh,
I'm gonna tell y'all now. If it's me and I done got some drinks in me or whatever, I'm expecting, I'm hoping that y'all will call me up like, hey, bro, you got a whole goddamn family at home. What the fuck you
yeah,
doing?
and that's why I'm like, I feel them because you're right. That's a good friend. I'm like, when I tell the people, like y'all, motherfuckers that I really fuck with. You know what I'm saying? My circle is I can call y'all friends because I ain't got a big ass circle. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
My shit is tight. So I'm like, yeah, I will say, man, chill out, bro. What are you doing? I can see myself. Then on the flip side, I can see myself. Uh, fuck this, my nigga. I gotta. That's my nigga. Yeah, he gonna do what he
So
do.
fine, you don't dime your nigga out, but you call your nigga on his bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, yes. Yeah,
that way. Yeah.
yeah, right. Hey,
You
hey,
cut
bro.
like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
we not gonna do that. And if you're gonna
Right,
put me in that situation, then don't have me around. But
right,
Right.
but
right. Yeah,
a real friend, a true friend, gotta be able to call you on your bullshit.
yeah. Now the money part, ain't nobody
To
again,
me, I think
ain't nobody
yeah, ain't
make
nobody
you
make you
spend
pay for that
nothing.
shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody make you pay for nothing. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody said hop on the plane, come to Vegas because we celebrate. That shit was a whole choice. But you know your nigga. You know your boy. Like Easy Ray said, you knew the nigga was a dog. What you think you gonna say? Yes, from a moral standpoint and speaking, I feel it. Say, bro, hey, don't fuck off that behind that hurt.
Behind that,
Yeah, don't do that. Don't risk it all behind that. Don't do it.
Because you didn't ask them 15 times. Are you sure you raising my? You didn't ask them a
Right.
bunch of times.
Yeah, like, hey, don't, don't do it. Now the viral, I ain't gonna lie, when I saw it, I thought it was fake. Cause I'm like,
I still think it is.
I do, I think, because I'm like, what nigga really, what real nigga? I'm sorry. That don't come out
I
of me.
honestly think he's just trying to get a message across. As
Right. Because
far as
I'm like, what real
yeah,
nigga be like?
yeah,
That's like me going live behind my boy. Cause but me and my nigga, I'm open. I get on all y'all. Like he know I used to get on him about when are you go get married? Like, nigga, you been with her for fucking 10 years now. Y'all done been through the fucking fire. Say, go that man up. We don't do that here.
it's like you common law married anyway in the state of
Yeah,
Texas.
like nigga. And I did. I literally because he had a hang up on the shit. I'm like, bro, nigga, you raising her children, she raising yours, nigga. Nigga, y'all been together for a minute. What the fuck is you doing? Ain't nothing gonna change because you got married. What you
Yeah,
think gonna change, nigga? Ain't nothing changing. So I have got on my boy like that. That nigga tell you, I might not be on your. I might say that shit once a year. You get what I'm saying? Like, say, man, I know she want to be a wife. Say, nigga, you know it. Stop playing with her. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing, nigga. She love you, bro. What you doing? And I would say, I think they celebrated. I think they first and second year last year. Uh, and it's lovely. I'm like, bro, you see what I'm saying, nigga? Y'all, it hit different when y'all make it real.
yeah.
Everything hit different when it's like this. My wife. That shit sound way better than saying
This is
this
my
my
girl.
girlfriend. Yeah, way better, way better. So, oh, to you niggas out there, we ain't saying what you should do and what you should do. But if you know you got a boy that's gonna pull your ass by the coattail, that is not the brother you need to be going out with. I knew, like my boy, you talking about, like my nigga, I knew he wasn't a club. Nigga ain't never finna hit the club, bro. I already know that. Ain't gonna stop me from hitting the club. I just know to hit club with my other friends. You know what I'm saying? That you got to know what's what. But man, this nigga kick it. We at the strip club. That's just how we communicate. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be into the browse. We want to eat and discuss life. How your son's doing? What your
Hmm.
boy doing up there at XYZ school? What's up? Oh, how your mama doing, bro? What pops up to? You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know that. So you gotta know, don't bring your boy with you everywhere, especially if you know he that nigga. If it's a group of y'all, it's always gonna be that one nigga. It's always, it's always one. That's like, hey, dog, wait, I don't think we should do this. Say, bro, you got your wife at the crib. No, I'll let that bro. She go. It's always one. Just know you ain't that ain't bro. You don't go out with them. So I'm with bro.
If that's what you want, if that's what you want. You know, because some of us want to have that accountability. Like shit, hey, I'm gonna hold you accountable. You gonna hold me accountable. We
Yeah,
gonna be,
there you
you
go.
know. But
There you go.
you know, if you knowing you out there on some bullshit, then you might
Right.
want to take that. You might want to take that into consideration.
Yeah, take that in consideration. Listen, man, with that being said, tonight it just was a little bit different, and of course my co-host and them knew I wanted to be a little bit more serious. Um, I'm not gonna hold you much longer, but if y'all don't mind, I get positive motivations every morning. I don't care if it's audio, video, um, because I truly believe, especially after my accident, what you put in you and what you push can come true. You can manifest a life where you like, hey, I can deal with you, but I know you're on that bullshit. Let's keep it moving because my little aura and everything is just positive. And there was a clip, if y'all don't mind, it ain't nothing but 6 minutes, and we go in the show. Do like we used to do on the radio show, end it with something positive. Um, it's just a 6 minute clip about don't give up or what something to the extent. But I listened to them first thing in the morning, and if I can find the app, I can play it for y'all. That's what I don't like about iPhone. Here we go. It's called Embrace the Struggle. This is an audio clip. And I can let you know where I get my positive motivations from. There's an app called Pep Talk. Pep Talk is an app where you got all type of quotes, videos, audio, but the whole goal is to pep you every day. We're gonna be out here in this world. We got to deal with family, kids, significant other, business, work, you name it. And so it's nice to be reminded of the struggle. It's nice to be reminded of how you made it through. And if you make it through, how beautiful it is. With that being said, man, I want to play again for you guys. Embrace the struggle. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Give it up. Give up that war. The war that you have to really fight is the war against yourself. You have to fight the war against yourself. Now, it's not easy to look in the mirror and to change your own life. It's hard as hell. You have to take responsibility. You have to learn new things. You have to feel uncomfortable. Good, because discomfort is how we grow. That's how we become strong. If you run away from discomfort and resistance your whole life, you will always be weak.
You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself.
Personal evolution only happens when there's pressure. The only way you grow is if there's pressure. There's got to be stress. Most people, their associations are to avoid anything that's uncomfortable. But when you look at comfort and you look at success and progress and the feelings of accomplishment and of getting past certain hurdles in terms of like how you feel about life, a lot of those are connected to discomfort. Like discomfort is your friend. It really is. Like discomfort and not being happy and content with certain situations in life or certain feelings in life. They're massive motivators, and they're amazing at facilitating change.
Your mind and your character are no different than your body and your muscles. If you want to grow as a person, you really have to make friends with pain. Embrace the discomfort. Enjoy the struggle.
A life without pain is a life without challenge, and a life without challenge is a life without growth. So not only do I embrace the challenge, embrace the pain associated with challenge and growth, but I even look forward to it in many regards. Some people think I'm strange, but sometimes I even ask for it. Send me a challenge, God, that you think should rid the world of pain. I invoke, please, give me some challenges here because I need to be tested. I need to be stronger. I need to grow in my resolve with whatever weakness is in my character. Pain is a beautiful thing. Challenge is what life is about. A life without challenge, a life without pain is a life without growth. And where there is no growth, there is stale, stagnant energy. And that's where most people live. Because most people's lives are designed around treading a path that is void of challenge. The minute they recognize challenge or pain, they move the other way. This is a primal instinct and normal and natural, but a weak perspective. Your aliveness is found in your pain. Embrace it, love it, and grow from it.
You have two paths in front of you right now. One of them is going to be the harder one today. It's going to be downright painful. You will have to force your brain to think in new ways. You might lose some friends, but as you pull yourself away from that anger and that hate, eventually you will start to feel empowered. You will realize that you have the greatest power of all, the power to change your own life. You will be stronger than you've ever known. The other path is easy, much easier. You don't have to change anything. Everything in your life that you aren't happy about can be someone else's fault. But the end of that road isn't pretty. You will end up broken, searching for ways to numb your pain and your misery.
The bottom line is you got to become uncomfortable. You need challenge, but that challenge comes in the form of throwing yourself off a cliff and then learning how to fly on the way down, or pointing to the stars and aiming to reach that. Hopefully you land on the moon.
Hey, again, that was Embrace the Struggle. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was a great motivator for you as it was for me this morning. I appreciate everybody who tuned in again. If you guys want daily motivations, man, there's an app again in the Apple Store or whatever they call it, the App Store called Pep Talk. Great deal of audio, video, of just motivation again, change your perspective. I hear somebody say, change your perspective, change your life. And for me, man, I'm just on something totally different, man. I want to make sure I'm wake up motivated. Don't nobody want to be down every damn day, especially while I'm still continually still embracing my new normal. And so it came right in time, because again, when we're going through life, going through situations, we're not aware that it's meant to really see what that character's like, and for other people too. And so with that being said, man, we love you guys. I'm gonna give Easy Ray, what's your last words for us?
Love others and love yourself.
What you say?
Love others and love yourself.
Okay, I thought you said something else. All right. What's my beat?
I just want to piggyback on the mental health thing, with men in particular, black men in particular. Um, you are not above going to sit with somebody and get some counseling. We all need it. We all can use somebody to lean on, talk to, or whatever. So make sure you're just taking care of yourselves. Whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that you're taking care of yourselves, both physically and mentally.
Man, those were some nice last heard words, man. Again, check us out every Thursday night, 7-ish, because we are color. So 7-ish every Thursday night. Ain't no telling what we talking about. Please go to our social media pages, The Petty Crew. That's Facebook, The Petty Crew, Instagram, at The Petty Crew 1, Twitter, and like and share. Again, we are streaming live, YouTube. Shout out to whoever's watching on YouTube. Shout out to whoever's watching on Twitter. And again, as usual, shout out to everybody who tunes into us on our most popular platform, Facebook. We love you guys, and we are out of here.